This is a 2004 and a half Dodge 3500 two-wheel drive with the Cummins, and we're looking at the center support bearing that just got put in. Anyway, first thing was I went ahead and marked the splines on the drive shaft sections so that I could put it back together the same way it was to not affect the balance of the drive shaft. Then I went ahead and removed it. And then I carefully loosened this crimp style clamp on the accordion boot here and removed the boot, and after that was able to slide off the whole rear half of the drive shaft, leaving me with just the front part with the bearing on it. Secondly, I had to attack it and basically get it cut down to where I just had that bearing on the drive shaft. When you are doing this, you need to be careful not to damage. Basically, there's another version of this that slides on the drive shaft that allows you to secure the expandable boot. And anyway, it's important not to harm that while you're cutting off the old bits of the center bearing. Anyway, once I got it down to just a bearing, I was able to use these pullers to go ahead and remove it, and they work quite well. I would use larger ones if I had them. This is the biggest thing I have. You need some that are at least 8 inches between the tip of the jaws and the back of the yoke here. So then after you pull the bearing off, I just cleaned up the shaft a little bit and was able to put on this new one. And this new one came from a local parts house, and I'm not sure what its application is, but the one that I purchased online was the incorrect one. So before you start this project, I highly suggest that you check and make sure that the bearing in the one that you have purchased is 40 millimeter ID. Again, 40 millimeter ID. So I got this one from the local parts house. It looks a little different than my old one. It's made in the US. I like that, and it worked well. But there are 2 things. First, the piece that came with it for the accordion boot will not work with the Dodge accordion boot. This is a larger diameter. Second, you cannot see this, but on the opposite side of this, there is an arrow stamped in it with front. I had to install it so that the front arrow was facing the rear of the vehicle. And that way, this collar did not come out and cover the area where I had to put my clamp on the boot. Anyway, that's all. It wasn't all that bad to do once I had the right part. Good luck.